Torchwood is a chance to tell not just a different story every week, but a different type of story every week.
You're going to see romance, you're going to see action, you're going to get aliens.
It's got a real oomph. Unpredictable, sexy, and very exciting.
We've got great big epic stories.
There are monster stories.
We're going to explore Jack's past.
Something happened to me a while back.
It's always fast, it's always exciting,
It looks unbelievable.
but never quite what you expect it to be.
It's going to be British television like you've never seen it before.
Torchwood in 3 words. Sexy, dark, dangerous. It's set in a real world.
It's Earth-based, realistic, adult drama.
Loads of action.
It's non-stop.
Very raunchy.
And it's really creepy.
I'll shoot them. It's fast, it's furious, and it's incredibly dark.
It's about the fear of the unknown.
It gets kind of scary.
Really dark and really disturbing. Explosive, dangerous. It's a roller coaster ride, really.
We have got design teams here who work on Doctor who were dying to move on to these areas.
Who are you?
Torchwood.
The series Torchwood came out of an idea from Russell. He had the idea for the show in his mind already way before Doctor Who. It was his way of telling a more adult, paranormal, strange post-Watershed show.
That there are stories bursting out of all our heads that will involve to a certain amount of sex and violence, and without getting off on sex and violence, but incorporating them as part of good modern-day urban storytelling.
Torchwood is an organization that is above the United Nations. It's above the CIA, MI5, MI6. We basically have the power to investigate crime and move the police out of the way if we think there's some type of alien intervention or aliens involved in it.
It's a slightly rogue organisation. It does what it wants. It answers to no one.
And we're very secretive and no one really knows much about us.
But who's in charge of you? Is it the government or what?
We're separate from the government, outside the police, beyond the United Nations. Because if one power got hold of this stuff, they could use it for their own purposes.
But so could you.
Right from the start, it was important to know what the vision of the series was, which is why tone meetings are so vital.
Compared to Doctor Who, especially, this series is it's really set in Cardiff. You know, the real laws of physics apply to them. If they're shot, they will be hurt. They go home, they have tea, they once went to school, they have lovers, they have friends, so it's a real series.
Some questions started to occur to me that haven't done before on Doctor Who, where it's very clear, it's pre-Watershed, it's family. How far are we going? How much blood? How violent are we going?
I think we should go as much as we can on the shoot and then give ourselves the option. And it's not a gore fest, but I don't mean that by any sense, but when it does happen, it goes back to what you're saying, it's real.
I thought it was really important to ask those kind of questions because as a team, we'd never made a post-Watershed show before.
Take one, camera.
Action. Camera.
The start of a series is always really terrifying, and in some ways you always want to film your episode 1 as late in the run as you can, though it often, for schedule reasons, it's not possible. What we did do is we filmed in blocks of 2 episodes, and so we filmed a lot of episode 2 before we then went back and shot episode 1, because you want a bit of time for the team to, you know, get to know each other, to start to feel what the show is. So that worked very well.
Okay, rehearsal, here we go, watching, and Action!
You just have to believe in what the script is saying, which, if it's a good story and it's a good script, then you just go, right, that is what we're making.
Okay, welcome to the first read-through of Torchwood.
And you believe in the vision of what people are trying to do, and you just try to do that as best as you can on screen.
Captain Jack Harkness is the head of the Torchwood Cardiff team.
Shall we? Captain Jack is a hero, swashbuckler, he's a rogue. For those of you who know him from Doctor Who, you started out not liking Captain Jack, and then, thank God, a lot of you turned around and started to like him. He's still got the same agenda, but he's a bit more of a darker character. He's not as giving as he was in Doctor Who.
There's a mystery at the heart of Captain Jack's character once he's been brought back to life.
It's great to be Captain Jack. It's great. It was when I came back on the first day, it was like reuniting with an old friend, because all of a sudden he came right back to me. It was as if he'd never left, and I was really glad to get back with Jack, basically.
Underneath him, he has Owen Harper.
Dr. Owen Harper, thank you.
Owen Harper is somebody who's found himself in a situation that he would never have thought he would have been in. He's fairly sort of sharp and ironic.
How do you switch off from all this stuff?
I torture people in happy relationships. And a bit moody, really.
Freezing my arse off here.
But through the series, we see him thaw, we see the real Owen. He has a hard outside, a soft inside.
I can't do this, I'm sorry. I'm rubbish, I give up.
There's Toshiko Sato, who is the computer expert.
She is the technical expert on Torchwood. I think people tend to think she's quite shy and quiet, but in fact, I think she's just a private person. What you'll find is throughout the series, the layers start to unravel, if you like. It's an interesting journey she has.
The second in command of the whole team is Susie Costello, also specialises in weaponry and hardware. And behind that, there's the faithful Yanto.
Yanto cleans up after us and gets us everywhere on time.
I try my best.
He's initially introduced as the Torchwood receptionist.
But don't keep on waiting.
It's a little bit more involved as the series progresses.
This might help.
He's probably the one with his feet on the ground.
Who's for Chinese?
He says this type of things that maybe audience members at home would say in the situations that the team are thrown into.
Careful, that's harassment, sir.
And that's the world that Gwen Cooper walks into, who's not a member of the Torchwood team. She is an ordinary PC.
Hi.
With an ordinary life, ordinary boyfriend, ordinary flat, who comes across extraordinary events happening.
It's all about her engaging into this different world and accepting it and not screaming her face off and running out, you know. And that's what attracts Jack, is that she doesn't react like that. She reacts in this rather extraordinary way.
Gwen brings back the kind of heart to Jack.
She thinks she knows where Torchwood is based.
She has kind of taken on the persona of a pizza delivery girl, and in she comes and is not sure what to expect.
And that's when it all kind of unravels.
And action.
Oh, hiya. Sorry I'm late. Someone ordered pizza?
Who's it for?
I think it was, Mr. Harkness.
When I first saw the hub completed, I couldn't believe that they'd built that. Very excited. Oh, it's huge! I was amazed. I was truly just shocked. This is massive. It's all different levels. It's very grubby. There's water, like a lake in the middle of it.
So your office is there. It's where you work and live.
This is
and that's the part of the obelisk.
Bottom of the fountain.
Unbelievable.
It kind of looks like a tube station, except there was no tube station in Cardiff at any time, so we've kind of artistic license in a sense.
The mill are going to do a 3D CGI ceiling, so that basically it will look like it's actually another story taller than this. So whenever the camera sort of goes up, it'll be even taller
deeper
than this, yeah.
It's got a mortuary. So everything you would need in a scientific kind of lab, we have it, and more.
This is just really cool. This is wicked.
It's a bit good, isn't it?
It's very good.
Move off the high. It's a tighter shot.
My forte one.
I've been on this set like 100 times, and every time you come on, you notice something different. So I don't think you ever get fed up of it. There's so many different angles, and every director comes on and shoots it in a different way. There are certain wide shots, like in episode 4, where you think, oh, God, I've never seen that before. I've never seen it from that. There's a lot of angles still to be discovered. If you've only seen the first couple of episodes, you still haven't seen half of this hub. This is the launch party of Torchwood. This is Cardiff, it's the St David's Hotel, where the great and the good gather, and we show them the first episode. You make these things to be shown and to be seen, so it's very exciting. There's a lot of people here who haven't seen any of it, and that's quite exciting to see what they'll think of it. But this is just a taste of what's to come on Sunday, really, when it goes out to the nation.
The 21st century is when it all changes. And you gotta be ready.
Who are you?
Torchwood.
Special access, they said. For who? Torchwood.
We're separate from the government, outside the police, beyond the United Nations.
Owen Harper, Gwen Cooper.
Fashiko Sato,
Susie Costello. And this is Yanto Jones.
And who are you then?
Captain Jack Harkness.
You're an alien catcher.
Yes, I am.
Caught any good aliens?
Tons of them.
That's a hell of a job.
I figured maybe you were after something more exciting, a bit of a challenge.
It was amazing. We saw blood, we saw people running, and they made Cardiff look like something from Blade Runner.
I think it just had everything in it. It had obviously drama, excitement, obviously sexy scenes.
Well, it looks fantastic. Very slick, very stylish, good-looking cast. A lot of suspense in there. You never quite know what was going to happen. You didn't know whether someone was going to get shot in the face or whip their top off. So, which is quite refreshing for a British drama.
I have to say, I was not disappointed. You had everything. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, so for me, it just had all the suspense, all the aliens, and they've got the added blood, gore, and sex.
Very, very funny, but also quite dark themes in there about everlasting life and, you know, resurrection.
I think it's going to be a big hit. If you're a fan of sci-fi, tune in, watch it, you're going to love it.
Yes! You never know what people are going to think. You never know if they're going to laugh in the right places. You never know if they're going to sit still. And so I always stand at the back of the screening. I never sit at the front because you want to be able to see people and to see if they're moving or not. And only 2 people went to the toilet, so that's a sign of a good screening.
And I had to hold the wee in after the first 10 minutes, but I held it in for the rest of the show.
I was sat right at the front, and actually I kind of wanted to be sat right at the back to be able to sort of watch how the audience are reacting, but as soon as they started laughing at the jokes, and they started laughing at the scary bits in that way that makes you know they're quite scared, it was wonderful. I just enjoyed it, so that was great. And yes, the response afterwards has been wonderful.